que está ahora vuelto loco con el fútbol, que ve más partidos que usted y yo, que ya sé que a usted no nos gusta el fútbol.
Sí.
Te mando un besote, mi Mariano, a mi Roberta y a mi Luisito, que están viendo aquí el partido.
Saludos entonces para los hijos del doctor, los reconocidos y los no reconocidos, porque usted tiene como 15.000 hijos,
Cierto,
doctor,
es.
por todos lados, de todas las edades. Además tiene hijos
sabores y colores
tiene
y
hijos que son más grandes que usted. Imagínese, no entiendo eso. Hijos de 60 años, de 70.
La naturaleza humana a veces es inexplicable.
Ay,
¿no?
caray, doctor. Qué gran padre es usted, ¿eh? Sin duda alguna. Esférico con Godín. Llega Vecino. Picaba Varela. Centro de la cancha la pide Bentancur. No se le entregan. Otra vez van con el capitán. De Godín para Sánchez. De Sánchez con Suárez. Suárez con Bentancur. Otra vez para atrás. Godín se quita de encima a Bajbrí. Mientras tanto, Vecino la piensa, rebasa medio sector, trata de cambiar ligeramente de ritmo, mete un pelotazo largo al Cebolla, se le va a acabar la cancha. Quiso hacer esfuerzo de centrarla para Cavani, pero no hay oportunidad. Son casi 18 minutos, saque de arco, saque de meta para Uruguay. Aquí están las árabes. Y atrás un chileno, doctor.
Sí, chileno de corazón, ¿no? ¿Cómo dice usted? A ver,
atención, chileno de corazón. Chile, lele. ¡Viva Chile!
Está bien,
¿Está en mundial, ¿no?
Está en el mundial, sí.
Ya está el mundial, ¿no? Ahí están. Un saludo también. De 70.
La naturaleza humana a veces es inexplicable.
Ay,
¿no?
caray, doctor. ¿Qué? Con todo Bentancur. Se la saca Otay. Se empieza a jugar a la... En el centro, Al-Hassan. Y otra vez por el costado. Le mete calma en la escuadra de Juan Antonio Pizzi. Al-Faraj. Aparece solo, sin marcación de Vecino. El número... uruguayo lo tiene este hombre de cabeza sobre el final contra Egipto, que los dejó prácticamente en la lona. El toque de Cavani, viene Cebolla, llega Cebolla, diagonal retrasada, ahí está Osama.
Llega muy condicionado Rodríguez, ¿no? Y Suárez, en vez de ayudarle como le ayudó a Varela hace algunos minutos, no lo ayuda, no le da posibilidades. Pero por lo menos Rodríguez y Sánchez empiezan a participar un poquito más ya del juego, y eso hace que, ¿no?, Uruguay empiece a alargar la cancha en su favor.
Cebolla está tirando ya...
No, el bofe, lo que tú me digas.
Correcto, está cansadón Cebolla. 22 minutos. Tiro libre entonces a favor del conjunto uruguayo. Turpán comienza a dialogar. Pide calma a Godín contra Al-Bulayi. Ali Al-Bulayi. No deja que se toquetee nada. También ahí se metió el Cebolla y le metió un manotazo brutal. Mientras tanto, llega el córner. ¡Gol! ¡De Uruguay nomás! Llegó Suárez, doctor, luego de una verdadera infamia, una verdadera vergüenza lo de Uruguay. El tipo se pasa, el portero se nubla. ¿Qué está haciendo Uruguay? Y no puedes contra un hombre como Suárez que queda solo, la empuja de zurda y él mismo dice: así, así.
Así de grande la
Así
tengo.
de grande tengo la suerte, doctor García. 1-0 Uruguay.
Sí, lo de Uruguay es tristísimo, ¿no? Parece jugador de voleibol que hace la finta de que va a pegarle y el compañero va a aparecer atrás de un equipo de voleibol. Tristísimo lo de Uruguay y Suárez reconoce esa fortuna en el entendido que en una situación normal la pelota nunca le puede haber quedado. Ahora el tipo mete la parte interna, o sea, la define bien, sabe que tiene que chocarla con chocarla y para adentro Suárez rompe esos fantasmas del partido pasado en donde falló 3 realmente horrorosos.
Uruguay los 2 goles en tiro de esquina,
sí.
Y le digo a usted que luego no quiere darle los corners a Uruguay, ¿no? Le anda negando. Va a ser para
participar un poquito más ya del juego y eso hace que Uruguay empiece a alargar la cancha en su favor.
Cebolla está tirando ya.
No, el bofe, lo que tú me digas.
Correcto, está cansadón Cebolla. 22 minutos. Tiro libre entonces a favor del conjunto uruguayo. Turpán comienza a dialogar. Pide calma a Godín contra Albulayi. Ali Albulayi. No deja que se toquetee nada. También ahí se metió el Cebolla y le metió un manotazo brutal. Mientras tanto, llega el córner. ¡Gol! ¡Gol!
Pelota, o sea, sin ningún problema, sin saltar, ¿no? Entonces, ese tipo de cositas, ¿no? De partes tan endebles en el organigrama, digamos, acaba haciendo esto.
Mira nada más. Cavani, media vuelta, segundo. Se la rasparon ligeramente Ali Albulayi, por eso Uruguay la tiene.
De 1 o 2 toques le dan la pelota a los 9.
Ahí presente Albuirak. Otra vez Aldausari. El 18 es el que más quiere.
Es el que juega.
Sí, señor.
Y lo buscan todos sus compañeros Aldausari. Sí.
Bajbri. De larga distancia. El impacto en el fondo está tremendo. El guardameta Muslera no se mete en problemas. Luego de una buena jugada en donde enganche y mete un zurdazo violentísimo Bajbri.
Sí, enfrenta a Rodríguez que no tiene una... cuestiones o fundamentos de marca. Si bien es cierto el remate va a la mitad de la portería, Muslera no quiere ningún problema, le da juego, le da salida, pero digamos, ¿no? De pronto son osados los árabes y hay que aplaudirles esta parte, ¿eh?
Centro infumable, la revienta Carlitos Sánchez, de manos ahora para los árabes. 26 minutos en vivo a través de TV Azteca, el canal del Mundial Azteca 7. Trata de meterse otra vez en el juego el conjunto árabe. Rechaza desde el fondo Sánchez. Recupera Ali. Sacan la bola para Cavani. Por poco se arma la ultragorda en el medio sector, pero muy bien. Otra vez Otaif. Albuirak. Otaif. Pelota que trata de triangular ahora con Bajbri. Hatam Bajbri. La mete Otaif de taco. La dejan hacia atrás. Está jugando Arabia bien.
Está jugando.
Sí,
o sea,
señor.
Pero aparte estamos viendo 8 fútbol.
Corner from the Saudi right is taken low and it's cleared immediately beyond the near post by the bald-headed Carlos Sanchez, a muscular, squat figure. Sanchez, who now plays his football in Mexico with Monterrey. Still on the edge of the penalty area now, and it's Sanchez who got in there with the clearance again before a Saudi striker could get a shot away, and they've given the ball away here, Otaif, but then he does well to win it back, and Saudi Arabia can build again into that Uruguayan half. 1-0 to Uruguay, 26 minutes on the clock. The World Cup brought to you, of course, here on 5 Live. One more game to come today. 7 o'clock, Alistair Bruce Ball and Chris Sutton with Iran against Spain, so stay tuned for that. Long ball to the right-hand side by Al-Dassawi. Low cross into the area. Has that taken a deflection off a Uruguayan defender? No, it's not. It's gone behind, and it's a Uruguay goal kick. So Luis Suarez with his 52nd international goal, and I think there was the merest of flick-ons here from Jimenez, but his eyes were sharp there, Luis Suarez, peering at the ball. We're taking a look at the replay now. It might have just also come off the fingertips of the goalkeeper as well. And there's someone in the crowd with a Luis Suarez cutout, baring his teeth, but behind a smile. Yeah, in the cardboard cutout, and he's got his goal. Uruguay ahead, and at the moment heading to the knockout stages, but they'll feel that they need to pad this lead perhaps to feel more comfortable before they can maybe start to give some players a breather before that final group game against Russia.
The changes that Uruguay have made in the wide areas have made a massive difference. The two wide players look so lively, and they're into play when they come in off the line. The 1-2s that they're playing, the little round the corners, they look so lively, and it helps Suarez and Cavani to know that they've got that option, that they see them passes so that they can make the runs that they'd usually want to make.
Bahrebi inside right, rolls it out to his fullback Al-Break. Bahrebi again, right corner of the penalty area. Long-ranging diagonal ball out to the left for Al-Shirani, who loves to get forward on that left-hand side from left back. There's a hanging cross. It's a decent cross as well, and the chance on the back post for Bahrebi. It dropped on the half volley, edge of the 6-yard box, and he's blazed it over the crossbar, but this is much better from Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's a lovely cross into the box, a flighted ball in, and he just switch off at the back post, and you can see Jimenez, he's going ballistic at Caceres because he's switched off. He thinks he's got it, and he doesn't win the header, and he just nicks in front of him. His body position's all wrong. He needs to open up his body to see the winger wide man coming in, so he can at least block him or get to the ball earlier.
Well, he came on as a late sub against the Russians, Hatem Bahrebi of the Al-Shabaab club. He hasn't scored an international goal. He's come close twice here against Uruguay at the World Cup. Forced a save out of Muslera from that long-range effort, and then perhaps should have done better, having just nipped in front of Caceres, as Stephen mentioned, at the far post. It was a terrific cross as well from Al-Shirani, who may be the pick of the Saudi players so far in the tournament.
Yeah,
and it is slim picking so far, isn't it?
It is, but he does look lively. He does look like the one who's he's taking it by the scruff of the neck, and he feels that, well, I'm at a World Cup, I want to showcase myself and have a go, because you don't know, well, we know who's watching, the world are watching, but you don't know who's looking at you and thinking, yeah, I'd take a chance on him.
Well, he featured on the cover of the Middle Eastern version of the FIFA computer game in 2016, so he's a player of high repute in that part of the world, and he's, I think, in a very difficult circumstance. He's doing himself no harm here on the world stage. Saudi Arabians have responded well. Here's Salam Al-Dassawi out towards Al-Shirani again, who's always available on that left-hand side, and Carlos Sanchez came in with a very heavy challenge. It looked like a foul to begin with, but the French referee had a good view of it. Then there's a heavy challenge by Otaif that goes unpunished. He's allowing the play to flow here, the French referee. Uruguayan player is still down. I think it's Vecino, and in the end, sportingly, a Saudi player kicks it out of play, Tassir Al-Jassam. Or is it Cavani who's on the floor?
It's Cavani who's down.
There could have been 2 fouls there. This is the second of them by Otaif on Cavani. What do you think here, Stephen? Is that a foul?
He gets the ball, but he does follow through a tiny bit on Cavani's ankle. In my eyes, a good tackle.
Defenders union and all that.
Yeah, you're letting him know you're in the game. I think it's one thing we've said about Saudi Arabia is they look very fragile in the tackles and in the size of the players. There's no real powerhouses within the team. So you've got to leave your foot in another way and let them know that you're in a game. One thing I have noticed about Saudi Arabia, since the goal's gone in, they've pushed the fullbacks really high, and you're thinking, you got beat 5-0 in your last game after you went down a goal. So be careful, because you can build yourself back into a game slowly. You don't have to get back in it straight away. And they're going to leave spaces down the side, and with the likes of Suarez and Cavani's running power, you expect them to find spaces down the fullbacks, in behind the fullbacks from now on.
Cavani's back on his feet, plays back underway. 32nd minute, Uruguay 1, Saudi Arabia 0. If you're just getting into your cars on the way home from work or listening in the kitchen, wherever you may be, the World Cup on 5 Live. Luis Suarez with the only goal of the game so far. But as Stephen says, the Saudis have responded pretty well since the goal. And the long ball forward from Al-Break is straight to the chest of Jimenez. He leaves it then to Caceres, which gave Berebi just a little hint, a little sniff of possession, and that forced a hurried clearance and a Saudi Arabia throw on the right-hand side. And here they are through Abdullah Otaif, and now Salem Al-Dassawi out to Yasser Al-Shorani on that left-hand side. Dassawi with a square ball to the right touchline to Al-Break. He's back now with Osama Housawi, the one Housawi who survived the cull, the 4 changes made from that initial defeat to Russia. His partner was dropped, and it's patient progress and patient possession for Saudi Arabia. And we heard Guillaume Balaguy in Red Square with Kelly Cates before the game talking about the future or lack thereof for Juan Antonio Pizzi after this tournament. He failed to get Chile to the World Cup finals, and just to give you an idea of the turmoil and turnover in that hot seat in Saudi Arabia, he was the 40th coach in 30 years.
Wow. So
longevity is not the key word when it comes to managerial appointments in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. He was the 3rd coach in 2 months. Here come Saudi Arabia towards the edge of the penalty area. Otaif, there's space on the right-hand side here for Al-Break. Into the area he goes to Moualad. Moualad with a decent turn against Godin, and Godin does well to get back. Then a low cross comes in towards Berebi, edge of the area. A chance of a shot for Otaif. He didn't take it. Tried a couple of dummies, and that allowed Rodrigo Bentancur to regain his balance and regain possession. But good spell again for Saudi Arabia, and some hurried defending from the Uruguayans. It's just sent long into no man's land, and Saudi Arabia have possession again inside their own half.
Shoot. I don't understand it. The ball comes back to him. It's a first-time shot. Take the shot on, and you don't know where it goes. You only have to look at the Russia game last night. Take a shot, takes a deflection, goal, you're back in the game.
More tidy build-up here from Saudi Arabia, but I think in the end there's going to be a free kick given against them right in the middle of the field, halfway inside the Uruguayan half. Vecino's gone tumbling again under the challenge from Salem Al-Dassawi. The move has broken down, and Uruguay have themselves a free kick.
Yeah, it's a late tackle. He's scissored round his ankle, and he's lucky that he's actually got his ankle out the way and free there, because they're the nasty ones that can snap the ligaments in your ankle and ruin your tournament.
Well, Juan Antonio Pizzi did say after the game against the Russians, we're feeling the shame. And they were widely criticised by their own FA and their own sports departments, governmental sports departments. But he says we're being very critical towards ourselves. We're not happy with what we did in our first match. We want to change the impression that people have. They're certainly snapping into tackles with more ferocity than they did against the Russians last Thursday. Here come Uruguay, though, down the left-hand side. A rare foray into Saudi Arabian territory over the last 15 minutes or so since the Luis Suarez goal. 35 minutes gone. Uruguay 1, Saudi Arabia 0. World Cup Group A here on 5 Live.
It's typical of the way the Uruguayans play, though. Get themselves in front and know defensively that they're capable of holding on to that lead. They're not your Spain, your Germany, who retain possession and keep the ball for fun. They play a very rigid 4-4-2, and they stick within that shape, and they drop off. You'd expect them to be on the ball more often, but they just don't do that.
Lovely ball out to the left-hand side, finds Al-Dasawi. He gets it back from Al-Shirani, and there might be a foul 10 yards outside the penalty area. The referee says no. It's on the right-hand side with Al-Break, and he thumps a cross that's gone over everybody. And the whistles you can hear might be from Saudi fans around the Rostov arena who wanted a free kick in a very dangerous position just outside the Uruguayan half.
It's poor from Al-Break again. That's the second cross he's actually tried to put in the game, and it's been poor quality. And you just wonder whether they change the fullbacks over. Al-Shirani can play at right back, and you wonder whether they might go for that change in the second half to try and get a little bit more quality into the box when they do get in them areas.
This is good play by Uruguay. The flick by Suarez to Rodriguez, and it goes towards Cavani, but it's cut off at that near post, and that was more threatening from the South Americans, but it's broken down, and Saudi Arabia looking to counter-attack again, but the challenge goes in from Caceres, and he stays on the ground after the tackle comes in from Hatem Bahrebi. And it's the upshot is a throw-in to Saudi Arabia inside their own half on the right-hand side, with 8 minutes plus stoppage time remaining in this first half in a glorious-looking Rostov arena.
We see Uruguay's quality there. When the ball goes into Suarez, there's runners off him, and there's movement. With Saudi Arabia,